So, speaking of full-time jobs and all of the activities and things that Etsy sellers have to do and figure out how to kind of handle their lives. We've already had a question from the chat about what the next steps of the guild are, what is the future, and what kind of services they might be able to provide for members. So, can I pass that over to Chiara to start us off?
Yeah, absolutely. I know Christy has some news to announce about things we're working on. Um, but in terms of the specific question from the chat about healthcare, we would love to do healthcare. I think that's more a like logistics question. That is something unions work to provide. It's something that would really help out Etsy sellers if they could get, because obviously that's something we can't get from our employer now. I think it's more a matter of like, yes, would love to, need a bit more infrastructure and research to figure out how. Because at least, I can't even speak honestly outside the US, but certainly in the US it is depressingly complicated. And so that's something we're going to have to work on. Um, there's kind of next, we're working on ways to build resources for our current members. We're working on ways to outreach for, yes, of course, in the chat. We're working on ways to outreach to more members, to connect with other nonprofits and organizations. There's some like watchdog organizations that for some of these issues we're seeing on with Plaid, with PayPal, with these online companies doing some very shady things. So we're building our connections. We're finding more people. We're working on stuff. I know that's a little vague, but I it's hard because so much of it is determined by what the sellers need. And so I don't want to say we're going to do this because if the members are like, hey, I don't actually want that, I want this thing over here, then that's what we're going to go do. And so a lot of it's being responsive to what the members want. And and also, as things are in the works, I don't want to promise things until we've had a chance to sit down and make sure we're able to actually give them to you. So, but we're looking at lots of things that you can do as a group. Things we've talked about, things like wholesale accounts with suppliers. We've talked about things like prepping website templates or customer service emails, resources like that that sellers can just, copy paste and use for their own businesses. Having like a cache of files for that. We've talked about trainings on digital media skills, lectures on fees and taxes and shipping, interstate and international, because that's always changing. There's another nonprofit that we're working with on that stuff. So a lot of different things in the works for you guys. And then Christy, in my frame, Christy's video is frozen. I don't know if it is for anybody else. Okay, excellent. So that's just my screen. Christy just had a meeting and some exciting new thing we're working on as well. If you want to take over, Christy.
Yeah, so one of our next projects is we want to basically come up with kind of a list of what we're looking for in a marketplace. If there were a marketplace that makes promises to its members, what do we want those promises to be? So we're then the next step after that is to have like ISG accredited, like accreditation that we offer to marketplaces. And I've actually been in talks with Go Imagine, and they are interested in being the first to enter our marketplace accreditation program. So we'll hopefully have more exciting things to announce on that later. But that's been our most recent yay.